evening. We know that you have been praying a long time for something to come. All we are saying right now, we get the thing them out of luck now. More might to come, disease better. Duck now, using the word of a famous Jamaican songwriter. But we have something. We're very excited about it because we're hearing people using this product technology and they are getting some amazing benefits. You may be next in line for these benefits. What do you want more MITRE to do for you? Stay tuned. Come with an open mind, an open heart, because what you're going to hear is going to change your life for good forever. I may change the course of your family in terms of your health and possibly in terms of your wealth. We are going to start with prayer because our hearts are indeed grateful. As we pray, Father, we thank you. Thank you for this moment in time. We thank you, Lord, that we prayed, you have delivered. Thank you for the many answers that you have already given to your children. May many persons who hear this call today call someone and share hope to cope going forward. We thank you for the management. We thank you for the leaders of More MITRE. And we thank you for those who have brought it to us, that we now can take it to every nook and cranny from baby to granny. Bless Lord. Have your own way we pray. We ask these mercies in Jesus' name. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you to this call. Let me welcome you from all over the Caribbean, all over Jamaica. We may have persons coming in from UK, persons from Canada, of course, persons from the United States of America, and persons might be here even from Africa. And if I have not called your geographical location, feel free to say, Clive, you did not call my area. I am from Timbuktu, whatever, and so on. But you want to get excited about something. Something good is about to happen. For those of us who are hearing this presentation for the first time, you are at the right place at the right time. Please, you might want to do the right thing, which is to plug in. Now, we have several of us who are speaking tonight. And just to get the ball rolling, we want to bring to the fore none other than Professor Don L. Major. He is a man that is well qualified and well gifted and well talented. He has his BA, BSc, he has his MBA and ABD. He's a researcher, a writer, a newspaper columnist, a senior manager and business executive, entrepreneur lecturer, motivational speaker, ordained elder, lay preacher, lifelong student. He's married, 3 children, has grandchildren, hails from the amazing Bahamas. Professor Major mission is to transforming life by being a channel of God's blessing. We are happy to have you here, Sir Major. Please greet us and speak to us. Thank you.
Newsflash, coming to you live from Nassau, Bahamas. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that mankind, as made by the manufacturer, was never meant to die? In case you missed the memo, God, the Creator, made man to live forever. That's why he planted the tree of life in the middle of the amazing garden home of Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this path-breaking, mind-boggling presentation. God's plan for your life far exceeds the circumstances of your day. In fact, he used the Apostle John in 3 John 2 to say, "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers." We in this part of the world like to talk about spiritual prosperity, spiritual revival. But we got to know that health is put on the same level in this verse by our Creator. That's why our founder and CEO could state categorically, too many people die of sickness and disease. I want more people to die of old age. But let me ask you a question. When you get old, don't you want to be able to maintain your independence, your dignity, and be in your right mind? Of course you do. That's why the topic of the company's Saturday and Monday calls are the underlying theme of our present message also. It's called How to Age Well with Power, Grace, Mobility, and Vitality. How does that sound to you? The Illustrated Oxford Dictionary defines disease this way. First, it breaks it down into two parts. The first syllable, dis, and the second syllable, ease. Let's go to dis first. We're going back to grade school now. Dis is a prefix used to form nouns, adjectives, verbs, expressing negation. Take yours truly. I'm supposed to be considered to be an honest person. But somehow Dr. Clive found out that I have a very serious past involving corruption and convictions. So that makes me a dishonest person. The prefix dis ensures that I can no longer be considered honest. To the contrary, I am dishonest. It indicates a reversal or absence of an action or state of being. Hence, we use the same term again, dishonest. Now let's look at ease. Ease in the case of our body refers to a state of equilibrium. That means the body is operating optimally, operating the way it is meant to by the manufacturer, the creator. And so they further go on to state that disease is defined as an unhealthy condition of the body and the mind. Research and medical science has affirmed and continues to affirm, ladies and gentlemen, the Holy Bible's description of man. The familiar words are fearfully and wonderfully made, as presented in Psalms 139. Do you think that applies to you? Let's go further. Have you ever built something using Legos or blocks, or helps, or even watched your children and grandchildren as they constructed various structures? If you have, or if you have watched them do that, you know that they probably used many different kinds, different sizes, and different colors of Legos or blocks. Well, the cell is like that. They are commonly called the building blocks of life. In fact, all living organisms are made of cells. You, your pets, and other animals. Cells also make up flowers, trees, and plants. There are three things that I want you to remember about cells right now. One, all living things are made of one or more cells. So we have the term unicellular, which means a single cell, such as the bacteria or the yeast. Then we have multicellular, or made up of many different cells. That includes you and me, the body. We are called the multicellular creatures. Second point, cells, as we said earlier, are the basic units of life, or commonly called the building blocks. And third, new cells come from existing cells through division. It means that cells make new cells by dividing over and over and over again. Now, look at the diagram. Cells have different shapes, colors, designs, and different jobs. There are common basic parts to each cell, animal and plant cells. First, we have the nucleus. That's called the brain of the cell, because it basically controls the work of the cell. Second, we have what we call vacuoles. These are storage tanks in the cell that hold water and other materials. In the plant cell, there's generally one big one, but in human beings such as ourselves, there are several other vacuoles, but they are smaller in size, and they are called vesicles. Number three, cytoplasm. I'm sure you remember some of these things from grade school, health science and biology. Cytoplasm is a term that refers to everything outside of the nucleus, but inside the cell itself. It's a large gel-like liquid that actually ensures that the cell maintains its shape and it holds everything in place. All those items that you see there on the screen. Number 4, the cell membrane is made up of fats and proteins. It is the wall around the cell, and it protects and keeps important things inside, like nutrients, and unwanted things outside, like waste. And number 5, I want you to realize that inside the cell are smaller parts called organelles. Organelles are like tiny organs, and they each do specific jobs inside the cell. Some organelles bring in food, some get rid of waste, some repair the cell, some help it to grow, and some help it to reproduce. There are some major organelles of the cell, which we're going to focus on right now. And they include the nucleus, as we said, the vacuole, and a new one, the mitochondria. We'll come back to that later. Then we have ribosomes, and we have endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi apparatus. Don't worry about those. So it's very clear then that the cell, each cell, is a very busy place. Lots of activity going on. How is this possible? I'm glad you asked. Here's a key. Every single cell, except for mature red-blooded cells, is powered by a battery or a power plant. And that battery is called the mitochondria. Keep that in mind. We're coming back to that. Here's what our co-founder and product creator, Dr. Bevan Elliott, says about the mitochondria. One, he says that what affects health the most is the health of the mitochondria. And 2, he says that you literally can't be your healthiest unless your mitochondria are at their best. Ladies and gentlemen, it is established that mitochondrial decline speeds up the aging process. And many of us are concerned about that. In conclusion, you should know that every sickness, every disease is a result of a malfunction, breakdown, or shortage of mitochondria. Let me remind you of the well-known and highly publicized definition of insanity: doing the same thing in the same way, but expecting different results or outcomes. In other words, if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always done. If you want something you have never had, you must be willing to do something you have never done. And now it's time for a very, very competent and capable person to introduce you to more information about the mitochondria and to provide you with some mind-blowing, life-saving information produced by our trailblazing company. You are waiting for it. It's now here. Back to you.
Hey, great, great, great. The professor has spoken. Thank you, Professor Major. You've done a major job there. You have taken us inside of the body, inside of the organ, inside of the tissue, and even inside of the cell. And we're going to have more important, intriguing news for you. Still, let me take this minute. You want to call someone. I tell you, you're not going to want to miss these testimonials. Don't allow someone to miss it. Anybody at all. Reach out and touch somebody. Before I bring on the doctor himself, because we have several testimonies. I want to ask, hey, Lady Prudencia, are you able to open your mic and to share a testimony? And is Deborah Zanical available, please? So, Lady Prudencia, are you able to open the microphone now, please, before the doctor comes on? Prudencia here? Are you able to open your microphone?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm here, Deborah Zanical.
Zanical, okay, Lady Zanical, go ahead for me. Yeah, share your testimony, please. Thanks.
Yes. Good evening, fellow Zoom colleagues. Thank you all for those of you who have joined because of my beckoning. Thank you. I want to give a shout out to Doreen Roll and Marilyn Zonico. Those are two I've seen so far that I've invited. But my journey began 3 weeks ago with mitochondria. I was introduced to the technology by Pastor Barbara Evans. I was on my way to teach vacation Bible school in a family island in the Bahamas called San Salvador. And she called me early that morning. And I said, girl, I haven't heard from you in a little while. And then she said, boy, you want to try? I've come across something I need you to try, because she's known of my problems with my eyes for several years now. And so I told her, and she told me about the network part of the business. I told her I'm not getting into no more network marketing, but I would do anything and try anything to restore the perfect vision that I once had about 5 years ago. And so she sent me the links to the Zoom calls at 2 and 9 o'clock every night. And it was disappointing, but God said in a way that our flight was late. And so I was able to Zoom in on the 2 o'clock call, and that sealed the deal for me. I came back Good Friday afternoon, and Saturday morning, I signed up. I ordered my products the 1st of April. Unfortunately, I have not received them as yet, but I was able to get a small sample of the Rejuvenate by my upline, Pastor Barbara. I started using it last Saturday morning. My problem with my eyes is I'm always trying to find my documentary material stating the exact term they use for my problem. But the issue is I cannot keep my eyes open. They said the muscles in my eyes are very weak. And so it has tremendously limited what I can do or where I can go and what I can read, as my whole, it has affected my whole life. But I started putting the Rejuvenate on my eyelids and massaging the eyelids. And in less than 10 seconds, when I opened my eyes, everything was so bright. I said, Barbara, I could see the blossoms on my trees. I could see the tamarind in my tree, and those things. If you know, I'm a person who loves my yard and my fruit trees, and I was so excited, and she was there, jumping up along with me. And so I've been using the Rejuvenate for 1 week now, and my eyes are still open. They're not open as much as I want to because I don't have the full technology as yet. Hopefully, my supplies will come by the end of this week. So I am thankful to God that mitochondria and more mito is here in the Bahamas, and I would recommend it to any and everyone. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Lady Zonico, for sharing in that particular way. When you get your products them, can you imagine the sample giving a result? Imagine when I get the restore along with the Rejuvenate. It's going to be amazing.
Amen.
Thank you for sharing. Have a good evening. Now, before I ask the doctor come, Lady Pudensia, are you on us yet? Are you able to open? Okay, if not, we have to call on you a little more. But ladies and gentlemen,
Clive, we can't hear you. Someone muted you.
oh, sorry. Thank you, Dr. Hutang. Yes, so he's just an amazing human being. I've spoken quite a few times, and we know the things that we're interested in to helping people to get back their health. Now, Dr. Desmond Samuels, he's a very humble man. He don't like to write a not about himself or a lot to be said about him, but that he holds a bachelor's degree in psychology. He holds a bachelor's degree in theology. So he's a preacher too. He's an electronic technician and he has his diploma. But here's a man that is also at the accident and emergency area as a physician. He helps people with issues in their tissues. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to search wide and far to find a man with a bigger heart, a heart of gold, a man to help people. Let me get out of the way of greatness and present to you Dr. Desmond Samuels, who will be doing the main presentation to tell you about this amazing company and most so the amazing product we have in More Mito and the two powerful ingredients and products we have like Batman and Robin working together. So let me allow Dr. Samuels to come now to the microphone and take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Clive. Thank you. Good afternoon, good evening, good day, good night from wherever you are in the world. It's my absolute pleasure to be here tonight so that we can actually go into this amazing product that we have discovered. So the lady that just gave her testimonial, the progressive external ophthalmoplegia. That's a mouthful for a muscle weakness in the eyes. But with what we are doing and what we are hearing, we are also that you are going to have some good results. So as my friend, the professor talked about the human cell, and he talk about the mitochondria. And if the cell is well, like my brother Clive like to say, then all is well. So we are just going to get going right now. We appreciate your time coming on here. And this is what the mitochondria looks like. When you put it under the electron microscope, it has different areas and different parts in it. But like we said, it is considered the powerhouse of the cell. It is like your power company, your electricity company. So the mitochondria is a membrane-bound cell organelle that generates most of the chemical energy needed to power the cell's biological reactions. Now, chemical energy produced by the mitochondria is stored in a small molecule that we call ATP. We won't go into all those long names as we go ahead. So ATP is really what we need for our cells to really do what they need to do. So mitochondria, again, it produces the energy necessary for the cells to survive and for their functioning. And this is done through a series of chemical reactions. So like we said before, it is the powerhouse of the cell because it is responsible for the extracting energy from the food, bicellular respiration. The energy then is released in the form of ATP. It is the energy currency of the cell. So it's like if you're going like as a Canadian, or a Jamaican or whatever, American, Bahamian, you go to the store, you need a currency. So if you take a $10 bill from your country and you put in a piece of paper and you cut it of equal size, the paper as the size of the $10 bill, you could not use that piece of paper and take it to the store and purchase something. Same thing here with the ATP. It is the energy currency. So the cell needs the right currency in order for it to function properly. So it's referred to the powerhouse of the cell because it is the main site of energy production. It also plays a vital role in calcium storage. Apoptosis, which is programmed cell death, because once the cells get to a certain age, they just need to die naturally. If the cells don't die naturally and continue to replicate, then we have cancer. It's also good for detoxification of the liver cells. Therefore, humans cannot survive without the mitochondria. What happens when the mitochondria is low? When the mitochondria is low, we can have stuff happening like a mitochondrial disease, and it gives an array of health concerns, including fatigue, weakness, metabolic strokes, ischemic stroke, all the other kind of strokes, seizures, cardiomyopathy, arrhythmias, developmental or cognitive disabilities, diabetes mellitus or insipidus, impairment of hearing, impairment of vision, impairment of growth, liver issues, gastrointestinal issues, kidney functions, and much, much more. So when all of that is happening, the mitochondria is low, this is what can develop in the cell. What is this? Inflammation. Inflammation now is the root cause of all diseases. And so when inflammation builds up, these are some of the stuff, just a few of the stuff that can happen. We can have cardiovascular problems, breast cancer, lung cancer, arthritis pain, eye disorders, asthma, again, diabetes, Crohn's and colitis. And for those who are living in North America right now, in Canada and wherever we are just coming out of winter, one of the things that is going to be really crazy is allergies, seasonal allergies. So this is what happened when mitochondria is broken down. What we're looking at here is a blood vessel. This blood vessel here, let's say it represents a vessel that is taking blood to the brain, or is taking blood to the heart, or any other organ. Because of hypertension or high blood pressure, sometimes this blood vessel gets damaged. And whenever it gets damaged, then cholesterol plaques build up because the body is not trying to repair it. And you know, like when you have a cut and you're trying to repair it, scabs build up. Here is what plaques build up here. And over time, if not treated or if not taken care of properly, what is going to happen? This is going to become totally occluded. And once that happens, no blood will be able to pass through this vessel. And then that is how we get strokes. That is how we get heart attacks. And that is how we get other parts or other organs in the body starting to break down. So how do we prevent or repair mitochondrial damage? Well, we're thankful for our company, MoreMito. And so they have, well, 3 products, but we're going to focus on 2. We have Ultra Mito Restore and the Ultra Mito Rejuvenate. Ultra Mito Restore works from the inside out, growing mitochondria to increase the cellular energy and provide our bodies with the nutritional resources to restore, regenerate, and repair itself physically and emotionally. Now, the Ultra Mito Rejuvenate, our topical gel, it works from the outside in on areas of specific concern. It is highly recommended for anything that affects your hair, scalp, or skin, any place on your body in an unwanted way. It also penetrates deep to affect tendons, ligaments, muscles, and joints that may be experiencing discomfort, mobility issue, lack of feeling, and or poor circulation. I have to get a better picture to put up. These are the 2 products that we carry right now: the Restore, which is in a liquid form, and the Rejuvenate, which is in a gel form. So Rejuvenate uses its natural ingredients that are amplified and driven deep into the cell and into the mitochondria using a proprietary XDS, or we call it the Exponential Delivery System technology. And the Rejuvenate works from the inside out, grow mitochondria to increase cellular energy and to provide the body with nutritional resources to restore, regenerate, and repair itself physically and emotionally. Hear this: the exponential delivery system is not a simple system. It is a very complex system, but our formulator, Dr. Bevan, he found a way to get the Ultra Mito ingredients through the cell, so the lipid bilayer of the cell itself. But then he even went further and get this material, the technology, inside of the mitochondria. And then once this gets in the mitochondria, now it becomes a powerhouse where it now begins to power up the cell, and then the cell. Imagine, just look at it like this. You know, sometimes you have a switch in your house, a light switch, and it is operated, and sometimes you can just turn it down and it dims the light, and then you can also turn it up and the light will get brighter. This is what happened when we get the XDA, when the XDA system delivers our products deep inside of the cell. Here is, think about it like having a chain link fence. If you have a chain link fence and you try to squeeze a tennis ball through it, with some effort, you will able to push that tennis ball through this chain link fence. However, if you should get your handful of marbles and bring those marbles right to that same fence and just push them through, they will go through with ease. So this is the exponential delivery system. So Restore is an adaptogenic formulation designed to promote, stimulate free natural energy from the mitochondria that can outlast your longest day. So when you take Restore, you know how you have those 2 o'clock crashes, you know how just after lunch you feel like you just can't make it anymore. When you take this Restore and it takes full effect in your body, you don't have to worry about that. It enhances the brain's ability with vision, and the focus to meet everyday challenges. Mood enhancement and chronic stress reduction is done. And a deeper and more restorative sleep. You know, sometimes, man, you wake up in the morning and before your feet hit the floor, it's like you want to go back to bed again. When you're on this product, this technology, you don't worry about those kind of stuff. It does cellular detoxification and repair, immune system enhancement, and it also has anti-parasitic and anti-pathogenic support. Body-wide support for major organ systems, and it enhances the body's ability to manage itself and to maintain homeostasis. Listen, nobody can heal the body. We are not trying to tell you we're going to heal anything. What we're saying is that you get your body back into homeostasis, and then the body will know how to repair itself. And if we go back to the plaque that I just showed you in that blood vessel, one of the things that is going to happen with the mitochondria is back to optimal. It is going to activate the glutathione, and then that glutathione is going to go to that cholesterol plaque, attaches itself to it, and remove it bit by bit by bit by bit. So, documented benefits of olive oil with olive leaf and black oil. You know, it's easy and simple to just go to the store and buy some black seed oil and you can take a tablespoon and so on and so forth. But remember, when we take these things by mouth, they get to the stomach. What happens in the stomach? The acid in the stomach now is going to destroy a lot of it, 50% possibly. And then it got to go now through first pass. Let's go to the liver. And then the liver is going to destroy some of it. So you're not going to get the full effect of these inside the cell, even if they were able to cross the lipid bilayer and get into the cell. So some of these benefits include excessive fatigue relief, healthy blood sugar support, healthy blood pressure support, heart and cardiovascular support. Man, this is a lot. General major organ support, it supports weight loss, healthier, youthful skin. Who does not want that? But here's the difference with youthful skin from our technology. You know, they have a lot of advertisement now on the TV, on the radio, talking about hyaluronic acid and we can get rid of the fine wrinkles and get rid of the bags under your eyes and all of that. What if it does work? Okay, so let's say it works, so you now have a youthful looking face. But if you're 65, 70 with a youthful looking face and you feel like 65, 70, what good is that? But with our product, you're gonna be 65, 70, you're gonna have a youthful face of a 35, 40-year-old, and you're gonna feel the way you look because our products, our technology is going to restore, repair, and rejuvenate. Healthy hair and youthful skin, very vital. Anti-parasitic, antivirus, cholesterol improvement. Listen, cholesterol, how we teach it and how we learn about it in medical school, we're not beginning to understand that it is not all bad to have the LDL, because when that blood vessel gets damaged, guess what goes there to try and fix it? It's the LDL. So what we have to do now is to learn and use this technology that we have to help it now to remove that plaque from our bodies. The other thing that it also is that it's a metal chelator. So it gets rid of metals out of our cells. So those of us who like to eat fish, well, especially the freshwater fish, those fish are full of mercury. Those of us who live in old homes that have been painted with lead, we have a lot of that in our bodies, in our cells. And so this is a metal chelator that it can also remove that. And most importantly here is that the immune support, immune response support. Can you imagine, like, arthritis, fibromyalgia, all those kind of problems, all those pains. Imagine living pain-free. Come on, it is worth it. The benefits of can be especially important to who? Those experiencing an extreme energy deficit from the effects of medication. So some of the medication that we're taking, they cause us to have energy deficit. Not only that, or in addition to that, some of them are mitochondria killers. The other persons we talk about are athletes thriving for extreme performances. Imagine these products are all natural, so it doesn't matter how much of it you take, you will not have problem with illicit drug testing. You will still be good to go. Imagine those whose occupation require problem-solving abilities, even our nurses, our doctors, those persons who are our teachers. If you work on a construction site, you probably need to be able to monitor stuff and analyze stuff. Working moms and dads, and persons who just want to be healthy as they can. Try to restore today and launch a rescue mission for yourself, meaning that once you get restored into your cells, into the mitochondria now is regenerated, rejuvenated, and it becomes power packed now and start just powering the cell to operate the way it ought. How do you take Restore? The recommendation is 4 milliliters per day. And for when you're just starting, we are going to recommend that for the first 2-3 days, you double it up. You can take it in the morning or in the evening. We say you can take it as a single dose, or you can split it up, take it twice a day. Well, what should I expect and how quickly does it work? Some report, just like the testimonial we just heard, some report same day result. Most people report benefits in days or weeks. In some instances, signs that the body is detoxifying, and it may take others like months. So what are some of the signs that the body is detoxifying? One of them is that you might, after the first couple of days or the first day, you might feel extra drowsy and you feel like you just want to sleep. Guess what? You're detoxifying and all the toxins are being drawn out of your cells. And that is why you feel that fatigue and that little drowsiness. The other one that you're going to find out from that, sometimes that you might find, is that you may go to the bathroom and you may not be able to flush it after you, I don't know which one to call it, number 2, when you poo, you may not even be able to flush it. You sometimes have to plunge it because of the amount of crap that just came out of you. So people with complex health situations, including and involving medication and other supplements are being taken, they should be a little bit more patient because it's going to take longer. Now, the conventional wisdom is that you allow at least 3 months to give any nutraceutical a peer test. All right. Now, these are the 44 ingredients that is in Restore. I'm not going to read them all to you, but you look at some of them here. So you see the extra virgin olive oil, the black seed oil, the olive leaf. Everybody, there's a big crave about turmeric. But here is something about turmeric that a lot of people don't know. You might take the turmeric tea or whatever turmeric supplements you take. Turmeric, the molecule is big. It is almost impossible for it to pass through the cell. Yes, let that sink in. But the way it is formulated in the Restore, it gets through the cell and gets also into the mitochondria. We look at other stuff like CoQ10. There's a big craze going on about it all over the place. Maca, which is the #1 ingredient in Viagra. So all of that is actually in our product that we have here. Vitamin K, the vitamin A, the vitamin D, orange and all of those stuff, they are all in here so that they can help to make this one great product. But the main ingredient is extra virgin olive oil and black seed oil. That is the main ingredient. But we have 44 ingredients in the Restore. About the Rejuvenate. Rejuvenate is great for anything that causes you to itch, cause you to scratch, cause you a breakout, or anything that irritates the skin, scalp, or the eyes. Joint pains are taken care of, or any other discomfort, random bumps and breaks out, fine lines and wrinkles, sunburn or sun damage, even if it's decades old, burns, cuts and bruises, insect bite, dandruff, and other scalp issues are taken care of. Scars, moles. Persons have even given testimony where they rub it on warts, they basically fall off, warts and skin tags. It can also be used as a natural deodorant. Hear this. Back in the 90s and even up until the 2000s, not too long ago, there were a lot of persons, which church you go into, there were probably multiple persons trying to sell you Avon roll-on, and you buy them in bundles for 99 cents. What they are now saying that a couple of ingredients in it may have been linked to lymphoma, lymph node cancer. This thing is the Rejuvenate also takes care of your natural, it's a natural hair styling for repairing damaged hair. And we know when it comes to especially Black women and their hair, you don't mess with that. So here we have a product now that can repair, it gets deep into the cell of your hair and make it nice, shiny, and flowing. Foot care, persons who are suffering maybe from peripheral neuropathy, tingling in the toes and the fingers. You wake up and your feet are just full of pain. You rub this thing on them, and within days or weeks, you find out that pain is gone. Those who suffer from sinusitis, it is recommended that you just put it up the nose, and while you're rubbing it in your nose, you inhale it. It goes up in the nose and it opens up your sinuses and clear them up. How about those who are suffering from headaches, neck, shoulder, back, knee, and ankle issues? Discomfort in extremities, I talked about it already, hands and foot. How about those who have had various exercise-related injuries, muscle strains, and even contusion? Folks, this product here, that it is just amazing. And what they are saying, oh, we'll get this. Let me not jump ahead of myself. So the benefits here is for those, important to those who want fresher, younger looking skin. Let's say it again, fresher, younger looking skin, but not just to look fresher and younger on your skin, but to feel younger, to feel like you felt 20 years ago, to feel like myself, maybe it's a little longer than that. I can run 0.3 seconds for the 100 meters again. For persons who want a natural alternative to medication for discomfort. I mean, this thing can just get rid of pain. Want to sharpen their vision and to get quick relief from eye strains. Persons who want to pursue vigorous athletic workout routine. Just want to be healthy as you can possibly be with less emotional and physical stress. How do I take the Rejuvenate? You thoroughly massage the Rejuvenate into and around the affected area. Reapply multiple times per day as needed. Continue to use even after the discomfort is gone for a complete recovery. Rejuvenate can be used topically in combination with the Restore. What some folks do is that when they get it, because we prefer like when you order it, you get two of them together, is that some folks, they put a teaspoon of the Restore into the jar with the Rejuvenate, and they shake it first, and then they shake it and stir it in. And basically, on the testimonials that we're receiving, it seems to even give your skin that special glow. For some issues, result can be seen within minutes. Other issues, including skin abnormalities like moles, warts, and skin tags, they will show result over time, especially depending on how much detoxification needs to be done. Those with complex health issues, again, including ones involving medication and other supplements being taken, should be a little bit more patient. And like with the Restore, with the Rejuvenate, the conventional wisdom is to allow at least 3 months to give the nutraceutical fair test. These are the products the ingredients that we find in the Rejuvenate. And so these ones are really, as we said, you can go through them. You can even Google the effects of these products that you see here. And then when we combine them, are formulated by a master scientist, then you will realize how awesome this is. Emu oil is being known and it's been taken up like crazy for people who wants to get rid of pain over the last couple of years. See, it's actually in our Rejuvenate here. And then when you add the Restore with its 44 products, man, that is just powerhouse. So Dr. Elliott's research indicate that what affects health the most is the health of the mitochondria. You literally can't be your healthiest unless your mitochondria are at their best. If the health of the mitochondria can be improved and you have more mitochondria that are bigger and more energetic, your overall health can be improved. Get your mitochondria right and watch your body rebuild, restore, and rejuvenate. Dr. Clive, back to you, sir.
Hey, look at that, look at that, look at that. Dr. Samuels, man, the roof is on fire. Call the fire department. Thank you so much, sir, for explaining these two powerful products, Rejuvenate and Restore. And no wonder we have people on this call who are saying day after day, goodbye to my pains and my sorrows. So long. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Somebody has got the benefit from the product so far. I want to type in the chat room, bye-bye. I want to say somebody that if you have dealt with your diabetes, bye-bye. If your high blood pressure is normalized, I want you to say bye-bye. That pain in the shoulder, let me hear somebody say bye-bye. That headache, bye-bye. That nagging eye problem, bye-bye. That all kind of different ulcers in the body, bye-bye. That knee issues, bye-bye. That back issue, bye-bye. Let me hear somebody that's beginning to say bye-bye to my pain, bye-bye to my sorrow. So long. I've had it for too long. Serve your notice. Pack your bags and go to the left, to the left, to the left. Leave me alone. I'm divorcing pain. I'm divorcing sorrow. I'm divorcing misery. And I'm marrying my mito. My mito for life. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my job right now to give you an idea in terms of the three wise men who have brought this product. Before I bring some more testimonies, I want to put on standby. We have the two Annettes from St. Martin, Pudencia. I hope you can get your microphone open right now. Winston Gillis is in Jamaica, Dr. Ruth Ann, and Rosa Manguilla. I'm serving you notice to make sure that you come on, share your testimony as promised. But we want to tell you about the three men that are responsible for having this company, More Mito, short for More Mitochondria. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been a preacher of the microbiome for years, but now we have gone beyond the microbiome to the mitochondria. They are relatives. The microbiome makes your medicine and the mitochondria makes your energy. The both of them together, they make the human body function like a Formula One machine car. So you want to make sure that if your body, Jamaican parlance, a pop down upon you, find time to spruce it up with a more Mito product. So I'm going to tell you about Mr. Hill, Roger Hill. He is our CEO. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the wisest men, smartest, knowledgeable men out of the United States of America. Here is a gentleman used to work at NASA. That's a space program. Sending things out of space, missions to different parts of the universe. Bright mathematical genius. One day, when he was at work, Pentagon sent a big black limousine for him. You are now employed to us, Mr. Hill. We have heard of your exploits. We need a mind like you to guide the military, to guide the army, to guide the Air Force. And they took him on and he worked there for years. And even when the president and vice president and the hierarchy of the American government and the 5-star, 10-star generals are sitting looking for answers, guess who is in the room speaking? Mr. Roger Hill. He is the man with the answer. And ladies and gentlemen, when he had problems with his diabetes after working for government for 20 years. He says, full time, I pay attention to me. And he used his talent along with Dr. Bevan Elliott. So birds of a feather flocks together. Dr. Bevan Elliott, he told us something you're going to find interesting. Dr. Bevan Elliott has his PhD, he has his BSc, and he has all his accolades in science. He knows how to formulate products. And when he was trying to formulate a product, because their mantra is, what if we can help people to die from old age and not disease? That is their thing. That is their foundation on which they start the company, to help people to die from old age, not disease. And so as he formulated what he believed was an ideal product based upon his studies, he hit a roadblock, wasn't going any further. Hear this now. Jesus said to me, remove some of those ingredients, add these new ingredients in these specific portions. And ladies and gentlemen, when Dr. Bevan Elliott moved out of the realm of science into the realm of the divine revelation, the product we have today is more MITO. And when you add to that exponential delivery system that goes beyond the buzzword today, nanotechnology, it takes it into the body. It takes it into the organ. It takes it into the tissue. It shows up at the door of the cell and knock on the door. Ask for Mr. Mito, last name Chondria by name. And when Mr. Mitochondria shows up, he makes a delivery, Federal Express style, and signs for it and gets these 44 plant nutrients to revive, rebuild, restore, rejuvenate, resuscitate, remove old, worn out, dysfunctional mitochondria, and to give you new ones for old ones. And you begin to breathe again, because somehow you remove the knee from the neck of the cell, and the cell can breathe again. You have bigger, better mitochondria, plug in, turned on, in tuned, and more energy to the cell. If the cell is well, the body will tell. That is why people are getting these benefits. Energy returned, energy restored, and that is why people can get these benefits, because we, by the grace of God, have located the very place of healing in the body, that is the mitochondria. We thought the mitochondria's role was just to produce energy. But over the last 30 years, what they have discovered is that the mitochondria is in charge of the integrity and the health and the well-being of the cell. Ladies and gentlemen, it is in charge of the communication. What is interesting, even though the cell has a nucleus with human DNA, it is the DNA of the mitochondria that is in charge of the integrity of the cell. It is in charge of the integrity of the cell. And therefore, this level of intelligence, like a mind of the mitochondria, comes along again, renewed and rejuvenated, and begin to restore functions you may have lost as a result of time, as a result of disease, as a result of sickness, as a result of not taking proper care of yourself. It's like you get a new lease on life. The suffering, the struggles, and the sorrows are over, and you have a new, restored version of you. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever the condition you have, never before are products so powerful, available to so many people at such a reasonable price. So no matter what your current state of health is, it can be improved more MITO style. Now I'm going to get out of the way and allow some persons to come with some testimonials, because there's one thing for us to be talking like this, and there's another thing, are people getting benefits? So Dr. Ruth Ann, are you able to open your microphone and shine in and tell us what benefits you have gotten so far from these amazing products and technology? Dr. Ruth Ann, are you?
I am here, Dr. Clive. Wow, wow, wow. This presentation is absolutely amazing. The information is mind-blowing. But for me. For those that know, I have been, you know, a microbiome baby for a couple of years now. However, I must say, I got a hats off, hats off. Literally, it would be 2 weeks now. I got my products and I was only taking it literally once a day. Didn't really know how to take it. And I was rubbing it where it needed to be rubbed. And for me personally, I was having severe lower back pains. And I was just looking online to find out what they call what I was getting, the procedure, but I was going to be getting my nerves burnt on my back, which they actually call, I think it's RFA, which is a radio frequency thing that they were going to do to stop this nerve pain from going to my brain because it was just that bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was probably about a 13. And I was like, I can't take this pain any longer. And yes, I changed my diet. So it wasn't diet, you know, really going more plant-based as possible, less meat in the diet. And then I also had a problem with my wrist, whereas in February I had gotten an injection, like literally directly into my wrist area to stop the pain. So this is all pain due to a disorder or disease called neuromyelitis optica, which is, I call the evil stepsister of MS. And so this is what they were planning on doing. But I can tell you, Dr. Clive, that last week I was scheduled on Wednesday for this nerve burning in my back, and I was able to cancel it because the pain had gone down. It had literally reduced itself from that 13 to a 3. Now, everybody in here is like, oh, come on. Do you mean it didn't stop it? No, it didn't stop it because guess what? You just heard from Dr. Desmond. He said it can take months when you have severe cases. Well, mine is a special case. So it might take months and months to get where I needed to get. But I will tell you this, that going from a 13 to a 3 for me is amazing. And then I also noticed on my wrist was getting better to the point where I was actually able to open up my fingers. And what had happened on my right hand is that back in 2017, after I fell in a coma, my entire right arm had become numb, very tight. And it was getting to the point where I was not able to start holding stuff in my hand. So things would just kind of slide out. And unless I was looking at it, wrapping my fingers around it, would I only be able to hold it. And after taking the product, this past 2 weeks, I can definitely say that I have seen a difference and seen some amazing things transpire in my body. And I look forward to further results. So back to you, Dr. Clive.
Dr. Ruth Ann, look at that, look at that. Wow, just in 2 weeks and only taking it once a day. Can you imagine as you begin to take it more and more, what is in store? Thank you so much for shining in. Now I'm going to ask the two Annets out of St. Martin. Would you please come to the microphone and tell us what benefits you have gotten so far? If you can do it in a minute or two, that'd be good. Come, go ahead. Which Annette first?
Good night, Clive. Good night, everyone.
Yes.
Annette Phillip, this is Annette number 1. We have Annette number 2.
Yes.
Well, I'm happy to be here tonight. I have learned even more, you know, the detail about the products. But my issue, I have so many, but I'm going to start from my back. I've been suffering with my lower back, this problem. In 2022, I was leaving my car and I just couldn't get out of the car. And last year, December, I had the same pain. So I'm happy that I was presented to this by Annette, number 2, and also my cousin. So I started using the product about going in 2 weeks now. Trust me, I rub my back, I take my Restore, and I realized there's a big change. Because to get out of the bed in the morning, it was an issue. I have to be careful, you know, and I seen the difference. I want to thank God for that. And next thing that I see improve a whole lot, I have less pain in my back. When I drive, go from one side to the other on the island, and I reach home at night, I have to take a painkiller. There's no more painkiller. I'm using my Restore. I'm happy for that. My pain has totally reduced. I am happy that when I sit in the car or when I come home, there's no more pain. I give God thanks for that. And what I learned is the mitochondria. I'm getting there with the word. It's a lot of power in that. Trust me, there's a lot of power. And I will encourage anyone here to get on board. This will give you back your health. And I thank you, Clive, for doing this meeting tonight because it brings a lot of clarity on the
Yes.
product. This is a new technology. There are so many souls, so many people to help. A matter of fact, I invite a few people tonight. You know, when you see people walking the road, when you see people by the doctors, we know we have a solution for them, Clive. We
Yes.
have a solution for those
Yes.
folks. People can live longer. We can see our even family, our children, our grandchildren. We have a lot of work to do. And I just love this. It's amazing. I just want to say thank you again.
Yes. I want to thank you, audit number 1. And as audit number 2 comes, let me ask you this. Have you ever gotten a notification on your device, your phone or your computer, and says, there is a new version to the software that you're using? To make use of it, click and say yes now, or you can click on something and say no. Ladies and gentlemen, if you keep on clicking no, one day your device will keep on slowing down, attacked by virus, and maybe crashed. I'm happy to report to you today that a new version of your health is currently available. It comes to you through the app of the More MITRE. Are you going to apply and say yes today for today? Yes, it can happen for you. Lady Annette, number 2, they say you are. Will you speak now, please? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Yes, I was introduced to this amazing technology by Dr. Clyde Campbell out of Jamaica, which is our speaker of tonight. And I don't know him personally, but for me, I know him for years. He's such a humble person. And every time he sends me presentations, I look at them. I send him, he looks, so I'm a person, I always keep my options open to looking at opportunities. And that is the reason today that I'm able to introduce this amazing opportunity to many people around the Caribbean islands. When he sent me the link, he told me to take a look at it. I took a look at it and I listened to some of the testimonies. And those testimonies was mind-blowing. And I said to myself, it can't be everybody speaking about this technology like that. It has to be something to it. So that same week, I placed my order and I received it on the 25th of last month. And both me and my husband, we massage with it, the Rejuvenate and the store. And let me tell you, I'm a person, I get up every morning between 5 and 5:30 to do my devotion. And that night I slept, I didn't even turn. I slept until 7 o'clock. Could you imagine? I was like, wow. This technology gives me so much energy in the daytime that's like I'm a robot going. So when I get up the morning, my husband also told me, I know he has a pinched nerve in his back he suffers from. Every morning he does his exercise and there's always that pain. So when he got up and he did his exercise, he said, but Annette said, babe, I'm not feeling anything. The pain is gone. I said, wow, now this is amazing. This is really, really amazing. Let me tell you, there's so many people out there that are suffering in silence. And it's only now that I am getting out there to people that I realize that there are so many people out there that are suffering in silence. So I thank God for you, Dr. Clive, for introducing me to this amazing technology that I am able to touch so many lives because too much people are suffering out there and they need this technology. So I just want to say thank you again.
You are most
Thank
welcome.
you.
To go to work. I see you are busy among your friends and families in your country and even in the diaspora. You are touching people's lives. even back here in Jamaica. Thank you so much for shining in. Now we have Winston Gillins. Is Winston on? So Winston, you're in Jamaica. Are you able to open a microphone, sir, and share for a minute? Is Winston able to do that? While he's thinking about it, Prudencia, is your microphone open as yet?
Yes, okay, I'm open now, Brother Clive. I'm on now.
Go ahead, Lady Prudencia, please.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening. Good night to everyone. Okay, I was introduced to Momento by Annette out of St. Martin, and I received my product about 4 days back, and it's like I couldn't wait to receive those products and to get on them. It was like they take so long to reach. It was like, to me, like they were forever coming. It's like they should be here should be on the island by 2 weeks. And to me, it takes like almost 3 weeks to reach. But anyway, I got the product. So I was able to use my Rejuvenate. My shoulders was giving me some problems. I couldn't lift my shoulder. My left shoulder, I couldn't lift it. When I use the mop or sweep, I feel pain. And from the moment that I use that Rejuvenate, I no longer have pain in my shoulder. I can lift my shoulder above my head and it's just fine, which I'm so thankful for. I also went and I visit a friend of mine's home. And this lady, she is totally blind. She's totally blind, and I gave her one of my samples, the Rejuvenate sample. That day before I leave, I had her put it in her eye, over her eye, rub to the back of her neck. And before she used that Rejuvenate, her eyes was closed. She even didn't have a string to open her eyes. Her eye was so weak. And when she put it in her eyes, I saw that redness that was there. Her eyes were red like fire. I saw the redness disappear, and her eyeball became turned very white. Yeah, and she hasn't been able to get her orders yet, but as soon as she get it, she'll be able to use at least the Rejuvenate with the Restore, so that she can have a better results. She can have better results on the product. But she told me here the other day that the darkness that were in her eye is now lifted. Her eyes, like that dark thing that she has there is no longer there. It's lifted. So telling me that her sight is beginning to clear up. She said her sight is beginning to clear up. So that is a plus for her, which she is so grateful for. So I want to say I thank God for these products, and I'm so happy that for so many people that are using them, and they are able to get relief from pain. Because from day to day, as I go around the island, I'm seeing a lot of people sick and suffering, people limping, people has all kind of problems going on in their body. And I'm so glad now that this product is able to be out there, and we can share it. We can go there and share it, and get folks on it so that they can be healed, so that they can feel better. And I'm so grateful for it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Lady Prudencia, for shining in. Powerful. We look forward to greater things as the weeks progress. Now, is Rose from Anguilla able to open a microphone? Are you on, Rose?
Yes, Sir Clive, I am here.
Please go ahead.
Well, I too can say, like Prudencia, she invited me, and I went on the Zoom, and me, I jumped right away and I made my order, because when I hear something good, I don't hesitate.
Yes.
I have been suffering with osteoarthritis, they said, from 2009 while I was living in the UK. And like I shared the other night, when it happened, I woke up one morning with my left leg couldn't bend. And it stayed that way for the whole weekend, because I had my girls to help me. But when I had to go back to school Monday, they told me call the ambulance. Now, I was going to America the next day, so I wanted it bent. So I called the ambulance and I went into the hospital. And they want to keep me So and telling me that they 5 of those doctors around me arguing because they want to keep me and they want to give me injection in my knee. They want to this, and I tell them no, because I don't believe in no doctor medicine. I always believe in my natural stuff, and I tell them I am going home. I didn't tell them I was going away. I tell them I'm going home. I'm not gonna stay here for you all to argue and do anything over me. And I dispatched myself over there and I went to America the next day. Now, since then, I have always been using anything. Like Sister Aussie would say, as long as you share it with me and I say it's a product that can help me, I would get it.
Mhm.
And that and as a result of that, I have so many different products on my table. But I thank God that I was introduced to this technology. Yes, it seemed like my product was waiting forever to come. And it finally reached on Wednesday. I tore open my box in the post office and I applied Rejuvenate to my knee and I drank Restore. I was able to walk. I limped into the post office because for the past 3 weeks, it like my left knee, it just keeps swelling and hurting that I couldn't walk. So I tell Prudy, regardless of what I am going with her, because I want to use it in the post office. I used it and I was able to walk out with Prudy. We went out, like she said, and applied the Rejuvenate to her friend, and I was with her. And then when I got home, I applied it again. But it started to work, the Rejuvenate and Restore started to work on my body. So I was very sleepy. I didn't reach no further than my living room chair. I sat in it, I said, honey, I'm so sleepy. Put on the fan, I go and sleep right here. I went to sleep and I woke up and my leg wasn't hurting. Later the evening now, when I had my shower, I come in the bed and I getting ready now because I'm going on the 9 o'clock show, the 9 o'clock Zoom. And when I apply this stuff and I lie down, oh my God, I thought that something was going wrong within my leg because the pain now up to my thigh, down to my ankle. And it was hurting so bad. And I said, oh my God, what's going on here? Then I remember Sister also said, her stomach had a fight. So I said, yes, my leg is having a fight. It's restoring. My common sense told me that the Restore is working to restore whatever it is in my leg, and my knee and my thigh go down to my ankle. But then I started to feel the kneecap and my knee moving. So I said, and I know that can hurt very bad. I said, Jesus, help me to get some sleep so I don't have to feel this pain. And I was out. I was out like a light. And I woke up during the night, went to the bathroom, and forgot that I had a knee that was hurting for the past 3-4 weeks. Went to the bathroom, and then when I come back, I said, oh my goodness, my knee isn't hurting anymore. And so I got back in the bed, and when I tried to bend it now, I felt the kneecap wanting to move. So I said the best thing for me to do is to keep it straight, because I told myself if I was in a hospital, the doctors would have my legs stay straight until they feel like the cap had settled back in place good. So Clive, the next day I got up, there was no pain.
Mm.
I walk up and down, I do some everything, and I find that I had energy, because I couldn't do much without my heart was beating, and I was so tired. I keep saying to my husband, I'm so tired. I need something to help me get energy. Now I have energy. Friday, I walked by my sister. I help her do her work. I did not sit down. She said, what? You come over here, you walk over here, and you're helping me walk, and you're still standing up? Because usually as soon as I reach, I have to sit. And I did not sit down. I help her do her work. And then I say, look, I had enough of you, hurting up my foot. Let me go home. And I came home. So Clive, that technology works. But I want to tell anybody that, like Dr. Rutan and anybody that has severe pain, because when we have these pains for so many years, it takes a process of time for them to completely heal. But the more Restore you take, the more Restore you take in while you are doing the Rejuvenate, it helps eliminate the pains. I had pains in my shoulder, I had pains in my elbow, I had pains in my wrist. But thank God, that right hand, I don't feel them anymore. I'm just fighting with the knee now.
Yes.
So ethylene in process, it's there, but then it kept still tending to move because it wanted to go back in the position where it was for all those months that it was stuck in that position, and I didn't even realize it. Only realized that my knee wasn't bending when I was walking, because now I can walk and bend my knee with Restore and Rejuvenate technology.
We
I
celebrate.
have so much more testimonies, my husband, my friends, but
Yeah.
next time.
Hey. Like everybody get a testimony. It works 100% of the time for 99.999% of the people. We are very happy. Thank you for shining in. So Winston, are you able to come in now, Sir Gillian? Is he on? Sir Winston. Now, I want to share a testimony. My son has been a diabetic for 26 of his 34 years. Diabetes has ravaged his body. My wife and myself would see my son's health deteriorating. Last year this time, he was in the hospital. He had this hacking cough, coughing. His blood pressure was high, blood sugar was high, cholesterol was high, potassium was high, everything was high, and the doctors, along with Jesus, brought it back down in a couple of days. So when he told me that he couldn't breathe again, same problems like last year, I got my technology. I rubbed his back, I rubbed his side, I rubbed his chest, the back of his head, the forehead, and the Restore under his tongue. And he was saying, Daddy, I can breathe again. 2 hours later, he, like Michael Bolton, I'm back on my breathe again, my feet again. And he was much better. He was coughing another time. I dropped the Restore at his tongue, 3 more coughs, then it was gone. Ladies and gentlemen, for pain, for discomfort. My wife put it on her eyes and she said, Clive, I'm seeing brighter. And she started calling me baby face now. Hey, I'm happy for this product. It makes people see the truth around here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry, having fun with this product because we are not feeling pain and struggles and sorrows so much anymore. Now, I see Winston not able to come on. So let me say to you, friends, before the question and answers, if you have a question, you're going to have the opportunity to ask that in a minute or two. Question. Now, we are told by the universities from our professors from the university that 400 years of slavery has done damage to the DNA of the people in the Caribbean. So persons over the age of 60, 70% of the people over the age of 60 will have diabetes or high blood pressure or both, plus some other chronic, degenerative, debilitating, progressive disease. That's what we are told. And if you check your record, yeah, that's what it really is. 400 years of being fed sugar and salt has damaged our DNA because the medication they give to Black people in other jurisdictions work better than for the people here in the Caribbean. They have to take more products. Ladies and gentlemen, what God has done, He has allowed us to get nutrition to the place of DNA damage, the mitochondrial DNA, and to reverse that. Oh, I wonder if somebody is getting what I'm saying tonight. Are you jumping and touching the roof? I said, God, I cannot die with 400 years of DNA damage because of slavery. God has allowed us to be the generation to benefit from some technology more mighty that comes along to go to the place of DNA damage to reverse, recover, and restore and give us back our functionality. Is somebody going to type in the chat room, thank you, Jesus? Type it. Because we have come to see a time that we can reverse the things that cause our chronic diseases. My God, are you understanding what is happening here? What a technology. We got it. We get the thing there. Now, let me say, anybody having a question and answers? Questions, so we can give some answers. Anybody raise your hand? Sorry.
Sir Clive, just to follow up on what you were just saying about the
Yes.
diabetes and the stuff that has been passed down.
Okay, now.
In a study that they call epigenetics, the Jewish community in North America, they did a study, and they found out that the the depression from the Holocaust, they were able to detect it in their DNA.
Mm.
So yes, the Holocaust was terrible and it did what it did, but look at what we went through over the years as per slavery, from that triangle from Europe to Africa, Africa to the Caribbean, and so on and so forth. So that second leg of the triangle really did a number on us. And so that epigenetics thing, if we could read up some studies on it. So when somebody asked the gentleman who did the study, they said, so what about Black people who went through slavery? He said, we did not do it because we were just trying to find out what's going on in our community. So if people were able to come up with the money and to do that epigenetic study, we probably will find out that the depression from slavery is still in some of our DNA.
Wow.
And so that's a powerful statement that you made. And so we need to look into that. One more thing before the question, if I may. For those who have taken the jab, the spike protein, remember COVID-19 the virus had spike protein in it. And spike protein was what they used to make the vaccine. And that thing is still inside of us. Some of us took I'm saying us because I had to take it or I would not be allowed on the hospital floor. So that is inside of us. And what they are saying is that, what scientists are saying is that if we don't get it out of our system, it is going to replicate and become a part of our DNA. Now, neurologists are now telling folks who have some symptoms of twitching and all of that is a symptom of the vaccination, not of the virus, but the vaccination. So people with twitching, a lot of people having Bell's palsy, some having stroke, a lot of people having all kind of neurological issues, and the scientists are now finding out that, hey, it is because of the spike protein from the vaccine. Young people are dropping dead right, left, and center, spike protein vaccine. So when we talk about the restore and the rejuvenate being a chelator, it can actually clean out the spike protein before it totally becomes part of your DNA. Back to you, sir.
Oh my word. Look at it, Doc. And for us to understand, doctor, somebody's asking, once they can somebody, I want to try and look at that last question. It says, oh Lord, why am I getting this? Somebody was asking about once you start taking the product, if you have to keep on living on it. I'm not seeing it. I'm trying to get on it, but I'm not seeing it. Can somebody see the last question that was asked?
Once the body is restored, is the body able to sustain itself, or does one become dependent on the product and have to take it for the rest of their life? Yes, okay, so the question I would ask then is that if you take this product and it was able to reverse 20 years of aging, if it was able to reverse 20 years of damage to your cells and your mitochondria, why not just stay and allow it to keep you optimal and ward off diseases? Because then you stop taking it after a while. Remember, you eat the garbage, you inhale the garbage, your environmental stuff is going on. Those are not stopping. So give your body a fighting chance so that it can continue to give you optimal health. And as the professor said in the beginning, let's die of old age and not of dis-ease with pain and suffering.
May I jump in here, Dr. Clive?
Yes.
We should also remember that, as researchers have told us, by the time you reach 30 years of age,
yes,
your body has an optimal amount of mitochondria in the system, 5,000, up to 5,000. But as you age, by the time you reach about 70, 75, that number has dropped to less than 300 mitochondria. Now, that means that once you get the body repaired and back up close to that amount, as Dr. Sanders said, what happens is your body is still in the same environment where you have the contaminants that will continue to affect you. So that mitochondria will be subject to the same problems. And so once again, the mitochondria will decline or malfunction. And so hence, being on this product helps you to maintain the optimal condition for your body. When your car runs out of gas and you fill it up, you still have to put gas in the car. When you eat vitamins and regular food and you build your body up to optimal performance, once you stop taking it, your body begins to decline as well, again, because of the impact of the environment upon us. So when you think about what you pay the doctors for medication, and they say you must be on medication for the rest of your life, and you don't get much better, if any at all, it's a small investment, I believe, to be able to say, listen, this is what's going to keep me going. Let me stay on it, because it's food, like breathing.
Wow. Thank you, Prof. Thank you. Now, Dr. Samuels, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm not seeing the questions. Could you look in the chat for me and see, bring to the fore the questions that people are asking that we can speak to? Are you able to do that, please, Dr. Samuels?
Yes, so
Look at it.
one last question is so I am fed up with allergies. Does the medicine help with the allergies as well? Yes, we did mention that in the presentation. It does help with your allergies. What are allergies? What cause allergies? This is just because stuff is coming in the body. The body is, the mast cells in the body are reacting to the pollens and those other stuff. So it will, yeah, it will definitely take care of it. Is it possible to hear directly from Dr. Bevans or somebody don't believe that we're good enough for them? Okay. Any research, clinical trials on cancer? When you go on the website, you will hear so many testimonials. Let me give you one testimonial that I've heard. One person went and did the colonoscopy and they found that they had a tumor, colonic cancer. And they rub the Restore Rejuvenate combination on there, directly on their anus, not inside, just on the anus. And within 3 weeks, when they went back to do a checkup and a follow-up for surgery, the tumors gone.
Wow.
Dr. Clive?
Yes, Professor.
We have the Saturday call and the Monday calls where a lot of these people will be addressing some of these issues. And Dr. Elliott and the experts, Dr. Dan, I believe his name is, will be there to answer specific questions. But also on the website, there again, you will hear from Dr. Bevan Elliott. We'll be talking about how the products were formulated. So those kind of questions can be dealt with by going onto the website and listening to the testimonials and the information that's provided on the site, and also going to the Monday calls and the Saturday calls.
Wow. Thank you so much for that update and reminder, Professor Major. Thank you so much. All right. So, Dr. Samuels, is there any other question?
Somebody saying, if we're able to do a study on this product, has anyone had any adverse? Listen, there's not going to be adverse effects. These are all natural products. Some of these stuff, our body actually have them already. So what is going to happen? When you're taking this technology, you are not fighting with binding sites. So it's not like when you're taking heart medication, we're telling you don't have grapefruit. You're taking this stuff sublingual and topical. So it's not like you're going through the stomach, then going through the small intestine, and then through the liver, and so on and so forth. So there's no war for binding sites on the cells. This product is being done with a technology that is smaller than nanotechnology, taking these 44 natural products right into the mitochondria, powering it up so that it can go and now when the mitochondria is powered up inside of the cell, then it is going to allow the other organelles inside of the cell to do what they need to do. The glutathione is going to start removing antioxidant. It's going to start removing oxidative stress. It's going to start removing inflammation. And those are the three big culprits. There are 74 diseases that are tied to oxidative stress. 90% of other diseases are tied to inflammation. So what we're doing here is that we are giving you the information that this technology is going to help your body to heal itself, both from inside out and outside. Back to you, Dr. Clive.
Thank you. Now, Lady Henrietta, your hand is up. Would you like to open a mic and ask a question, please?
Hello, good evening.
Hi.
Is this product good for fertility?
Okay, now let's talk about fertility. What is the cause of the infertility?
I'm not sure. It's a customer of mine.
Okay, so no, I just asked that question half rhetorical.
Okay.
So what
Okay.
is happening is that what this product does, it fixes whatever is deficient in the cell. Now, once that deficiency is fixed, then the cell becomes healthy. Now, once the cell becomes healthy, the tissue becomes healthy. Once the tissue becomes healthy, the organ becomes healthy. Now, one of the things, as long as there is a uterus and as long as there are testicles, if they are having the problem, if the problem is with them, they are going to become healthy over time. And then
Okay.
once they become healthy, then we know what is going to happen. We have even heard testimonials of this thing repairing scar tissues from botched abortions when some people were in their teenage years.
Okay. So preferable it's should be taken by both the wife and the husband then.
Well, what you probably want to do is to find out where the problem is. Here's one thing that us men need to stop doing, especially here in North America in the winter times. We go out and we buy these fancy cars with leather seat. And the other cars, and they have heating. Listen, God put the testicles outside of the body for a purpose. They have to maintain a certain level of a certain temperature. When you sit on those heated seats and your testicles sit on that seat and it gets overheated, it is going to make them immotile. They're going to become sluggish and lazy. Remember, when you ejaculate as a man into the female, her body sees these sperms as what? Foreign bodies. What is her body doing? Developing antibody to kill them. So if they are not as fast as they can be, they're going to die. And if there is not enough, you need to have 30 million sperm per milliliter. And so if you're eating bad, if you're not having your exercise, and if everything is broken down in your body, and when your ejaculate happens, all of a sudden, her antibodies just build up and just kill them off before they can reach into the fallopian tubes.
Wow.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, the time is running off on us. But is there any question we're overlooking? Anything anybody asked that we didn't see?
Well, how would it work for someone who's scheduled for knee replacement surgery? You can put it off for get the more mito, put off the surgery for about 6 weeks and see if you're once you use it, if the ligaments and the other stuff in there start regenerating themselves.
Okay, good.
I have two people, Dr. Clive. I have two people right now that are scheduled for knee surgery, knee replacement, and one for hip replacement. And I have convinced them right now to hold off until they at least get some samples coming in. So hopefully they'll be patient enough to wait for that. The question is about the pain right now. And so I've addressed that. We don't know, I haven't heard any testimonies yet about knee replacement and its impact that might have come from using these products. But
actually, sorry, Prof, when you go online, go in the website and you go into them and you go to that area for knee replacement, hip replacement, and so on, there are testimonials. Yes.
Okay, I haven't reached that far yet.
Oh,
but we are confident because others have told me that they have heard them as well. But we are confident that again, it's because these products are repairing and rebuilding and rejuvenating. So we find it very difficult to believe that there could be any adverse effects. And one other point is that a key ingredient in most products is absent from these products. That is stimulants. No stimulants in either product.
Oh, one more thing. So the Restore it's got some products, some of the ingredients in it that are not good for animals. So what the company had done, they have taken out the irritants to animals. And so there is a Restore for animal in there. So if you have your dog that you love to go walking with, your cat and all of that stuff, and they are lethargic, what befalleth man befalleth beast, pains and arthritis and all of that. And we have heard testimonials of animals that have been brought back to life. So some folks enjoy their dogs and their cats, and if they are in pain and suffering, actually they have a animal product also that can actually help to restore them.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thanks for the reminder, Dr. Samuel. Marva has her hand up. Marva, are you there?
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes.
I just took the liberty of posting something from Dr. Elliott and Roger in regards to the formulation of these products. They were speaking about Restore, that they've adjusted the formula for the batter. They added I think some ingredients like about, I don't want to tell you the wrong about, but quite a bit of added ingredients to it, and that it's working so much better. And they're always at it. So they're not hiding anything. They tell you up front straightly, even with the animals, that because of what's in it for what human can handle, but the animals can't. It's the same thing. We can use the ones that's for animals. That's the only thing that they remove. So the cats and the dogs, we can use the same thing that they're using, and it'll be just as effective.
Excellent. Thanks for the reminder. All right. Just to see in one last question we have not seen, just scan through the questions for me. I'm not able to see them. Don't want to leave anybody hanging because they want to make
Okay, so somebody want to talk about bulging disc. It's the same thing with the bulging disc. What we want is that, remember, this is all about the cells in the body, whether it doesn't matter what kind of cell it is. So if we get the technology into these cells where these discs are, of these discs, then they will be repaired. And we have heard also testimonies of persons who have had those kind of problems resolved. Again, folks, remember one thing: you are as old, your organs are as old as you are. So if you are 60, your heart is probably 61, because at week number 16 of gestation is when it starts beating. So all the other ones come on, and so on and so forth. So imagine, so you look at your face, you look at this and that. Remember, your internal organs are as old as you are. And some of them have never had a cleanse. They have never had, they have had a lot of stuff messed up with them. And so it's not even like we're doing a cleanser, liver cleanser or whatever. What we're doing is building up the mitochondria.
Yeah.
Once the mitochondria is built up, then it will reverse a lot of the effects of aging. It's going to reverse the effects of antioxidants, and it's going to reverse the effects of free radical damages. Because see, when the mitochondria, the one thing you have to understand is that when the mitochondria reacts and does its thing inside the cell, there is waste material from when the mitochondria does its stuff. So, and this is where the glutathione comes in, and it's going to clean out those stuff out of the cell and makes it optimal again, because you don't want to be operating in a dirty environment, right?
Sure.
So,
all right. Annette Phillips, you have your hand up. Any question?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Clive. I have a lady, she was supposed to come on a call tonight, but she could not. She told me she's not feeling well. She sat back with her palpitation in her heart. She said she'd been to France. She do so many tests. No one know what she has. So she's back in St. Martin, but she's on blood thinner. She's on pills for pressure. And she was a bit scared today because she lived by herself. Her kids are in France. And she said, I told her, but you need to get on the program. So I invited her tonight, but she did not log in. That's what I noticed. So I told her she need to get on the new technology, the Restore. Probably if she get the rejuvenated, she can rub her chest for the palpitation. I don't know what you think about that. I
See,
strongly believe this lady had blood clot in her arteries. That's why she's on blood thinner so far.
well, either she has it or they are afraid that she's going to get it in the future. So that's where that is concerned. So, like you said, yes, she needs to get both of these products. Again,
Yeah,
once the
yeah.
once the mito is operating optimal, it is going to start reversing stuff.
So
The cell.
true.
So once the cell gets well, again, I'm going to repeat, the tissue is going to get well, the organ is going to get well, the system is going to get well, and eventually the body is. So, but one of the thing that regular medicine could not deal with is that we did not deal with stuff from cellular level. We fix the symptoms of stuff that is going on. So when you come and you have polyuria where you're urinating a lot, what do? We give you some medication to stop you from urinating so often.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
did we deal with the problem that's causing you to urinate? No. And the other thing is that a lot of Black folks, like Dr. Clive said earlier on, has hypertension, especially, have a lot of hypertension. The number one reason for hypertension is the doctor is going to tell you that it is idiopathic, meaning it's an idiot thing because we don't know what it is. Because so we are not dealing with the root cause. What we are doing in medicine, we are treating the symptoms. And then because hypertension, they're saying it's the silent killer. More people die from it. What?
Yeah.
What is it going to cause? When a person said they have a brain aneurysm, what's causing it? High blood pressure. When a person is the left ventricle of the heart that pumps the blood around the body, when the pressure is too big, what does it do? It swells up, it gets big. And so once that happens, it's not going to be able to pump the blood as efficiently as it could. When you look at the body system, heart 1, brain 2, lungs 3, liver 4, kidney 5. Now, a lot of people are dying from renal failure because the body have this hierarchy system that it protects the organ based on how it places them in hierarchy. And kidney being number 5 is like, oh, well, whatever. You guys don't want to place me higher? I'm just going to pay.
Well, I will say it like this: prescribe drugs, and at the end, there's a dead end.
That's all there is to it. I'm not saying we're going to live forever, but let's die from old age instead of sicknesses and disease and pain. I'm seeing
healthy
people,
old age.
Yeah, healthy old age. Yeah, I remember this not the last one, the second to last Supreme Court judge in America that died, the male. They said he just went to bed and his heart just stopped beating. He just like, I'm done. He wasn't sick. He didn't have any pain or anything. He just, so he wasn't in and out of hospital. He wasn't having a lot of pneumonia, bronchitis, and all of that kind of stuff. So if you know anybody who has hypertension, if you know anybody who have kidney issues, and again, hypertension is going to lead to kidney problems. Diabetes is going to lead to kidney problems. They all seems to lead to renal failure. So do them and yourself a favor. Get them on this technology. Let us reverse the effects of aging. And then, I know a lot of people say black don't crack, but I'm looking at Dr. Clive on the screen, and the last time I saw him, he was looking at least 15 years older than he's looking now.
Thank you.
Who's this?
I thank I owe you a free product for that publicity. Okay. Thank you so much, Doc. Ladies and gentlemen, the call has to come to an end. My word, I tell you. We are not short of good reports to give to you. My question to you is, what do you want More Mito to do for you? Get back to the person who had the privilege of inviting you to this call. Whether or not you asked a question, just ask them, How do I get my technology as soon as possible? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank every single person for the role that they played. Now, we did not get Pastor Evans. I couldn't see if she was on. Pastor Evans, are you able to say hello?
Good evening, Brother Clive. I just want to say how proud I am of this Caribbean team. We're starting off on the right foot. I want to thank the two presenters who started the ball rolling for such informative information, the way they break it down, the clarity they brought to it. And so we can only go up from here. I think this call went at least 70+%, and that's a good sign. So all we want you to do is do it like how the encyclopedia door-to-door salesman used to do. Tell everybody the good news, tell everybody about it. And so I just want to thank you all for a rich call. This was a rich call tonight. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Pastor Barbara Evans. We cannot say thanks enough to Professor Major for shining in a very major way. And for Pastor Samuels, we thank you, sir, for the anointing that you brought to this presentation. The information was most invaluable. We could not pay you for this, sir, so please don't send us a bill. And that's for the visit. You are a breath of fresh air to hear some of this information coming from a medical doctor. More and more doctors are saying we are looking for answers. And thank God, God has responded in a way that the doctors are saying thank you. And they feel more armed to share with their patients some of this information and to give hope to cope for persons. Without keeping you much longer, because we went much longer than we wanted to, but we had to allow you to ask your questions. Thank you, Wanda Townsend, for providing the facility for this call. And all being well, Thursday evening, it may be what, 7 o'clock Jamaica time? We hope to have another meeting. Look forward for the link, and we will get it to you. Thank you for coming. Say thanks to the person who invited you. And let us have a wonderful time in God. Go with God, God go with you. May you have a more miterific night. Have a good night, my friend. Thanks a million again. Take care.
Way to go, Dr. Clive.
Bless you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Doctor. Good time.